Can we talk about it? I really, really want to talk about it. Spoilers for Mandalorian Season 2.
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
Holy fucking shit, are you seeing this shit? Look how fucking graceful he is. He's like a fucking bladed ninja. Holy shit, I've been waiting for something like this all my life, but I didn't know that I wanted it. Holy fucking shit. Look at him cut these robots in half. Oh my god, why did it take him so long to do this? I honestly have no idea what's happening right now, but I was so happy. This is like the 600th time I've seen this and my nipples are hard. I don't even know my nipples can do that! That fucking sucked!
Welcome to Unpopular Opinion. Today we're going to talk about why most people preferred a deepfake version of Luke Skywalker over the actual Luke Skywalker that was filmed in The Last Jedi. Let's compare the two. Luke Skywalker in the original trilogy was an average whiny farmer who aspired for more in life. Luke set forth on his journey after he had nothing left to lose. Luke searched for his place in the galaxy as he continued to fight the Empire's oppression. Throughout these perilous tasks, the character always had a sense of hope, even if everyone around him thought he was being too naive. In a galaxy surrounded by fear and villainy, Luke kept a pureness about him that made him at times incorrigible. But that is what made him so special to the audience. Luke was an unshakable character. No matter what was thrown at him, he always continued to get back up. Even in the darkest of circumstances, Luke persevered to train and fight his way into becoming a Jedi. At many costs to himself, the character always embraced his destiny with a stubborn but strong-minded attitude. By the end of our character's journey, we see a Jedi who has fortified his will and never surrendered himself to darkness. He remained pure-hearted through fear, uncertainty, and hate. The simple farm boy had risen into something far more powerful than he ever imagined. Now, Luke in the sequel trilogy has all of those accomplishments and character building moments and decides that it makes sense to abandon his friends and family.
What?
Because he had made a mistake. Luke has isolated himself from the Force and his loved ones in an attempt to run from his mistake. Luke had failed Ben Solo by not having the confidence in him. And as Rey approached Luke, he can only be reminded of his failure before and disregards her general presence. Luke's story in this film is more about redemption, how the Grand Master that failed can rise again, which could have worked. Throughout the film, Rey begins to teach Luke things he had already learned before.
You failed him by thinking his choice was made. It wasn't. There's still conflict in him.
Luke has always had a great faith in his allies, to the point where the Emperor considered it a weakness. So having Luke abandon hope because he read Kylo's mind makes about zero sense. A lot of people suggest Luke was or was not going to kill Kylo. The real issue is, why was he reading his mind in the middle of sleeping? That is a huge invasion of trust. How many uncles watch you sleep? If the answer is more than 0, please dial 911. The real reason I don't find this arc at all interesting is Luke already knows what it's like to have a loved one succumb to the dark side and still try to find the goodness within.
Search your feelings, Father. You can't do this. I feel the conflict within you. Let go of your hate.
It is too late for me, son.
He never gave up on Darth Vader, who did all the same things that Kylo did. It just didn't make sense to do this arc twice. Not to mention, I think he handled it better the first time. I think the part that makes Luke so bad is that he was a central focus. None of the other characters in the film are developed, so the only person we really know and look to is Luke. And now we have to watch Luke learn lessons he already learned 40 fucking years ago. Star Wars is full of inconsistencies. Most can be brushed over. However, rewriting a character to fit a poorly written plot is really hard to gloss over. The direction of this character could have been done well, but like everything else in The Last Jedi, it just wasn't. And that's the real issue. Whether you like it or not, it's just inconsistent from the original Luke Skywalker. Let's do a mathematical hypothetical. Let's say it's 1983 and you just saw this movie as a 10-year-old. It has now been 34 years since you've seen this character in a film. There's been plenty of comics and stories and books that have been written, but recently Disney just said, no, fuck you and your stupid stories. Those are fake. You are now 44 years old, and you get to see that hero again for the first time in forever. And this is what they fucking decided to do? What's particularly interesting is Luke is not the main character in either one of these entries, but in The Last Jedi, there is a higher focus and a character arc which contradicts what we know to be of Luke Skywalker. And that would be my main issue. It's not the fact that he's not the main character, it's that it conflicts so much with our previous notions of the character. If you compare this to The Mandalorian Season 2, we see Luke as a passenger, one that has been fully developed over 3 films, and now we get to see him kick ass for the first time in 40 years. That being said, the Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi is the complete antithesis of Luke Skywalker in the original trilogy. Once we see this new character, we realize that all the development we saw from before is pointless. And I think we lose sight of the character, the film, and the story, and we just see a bunch of actors. I think a lot of people lost immersion with this Luke Skywalker.
It's an interesting thing because, you have your own view of how your character should be and how he should be utilized. My character always represented hope and optimism, and now here I am, very pessimistic and disillusioned and sort of demoralized.
Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is you don't have to work on or adapt this character. The character has been established and has been fully developed. There's things you can add on, but you don't have to reset the slate. For some reason, some of my favorite appearances of the character have been in games like Battlefront 2. Why, you ask? Because it simply just adds on to the story. His character doesn't change, and everything is in line with what I know from this character's history.
A choice? The rebellion? No. A choice to be better. May the Force be with you.
The core issue is the character's identity and the integrity that these filmmakers are taking to maintain that. Once that identity is compromised, it's almost impossible to immerse yourself in the story. Take, for example, Superman in Batman vs. Superman. The moment he kills that terrorist by throwing him through 12 buildings, we no longer see him as Superman. And the same can be said about Batman. Both these characters are identified by not killing people, and they go against that in this film. There are more issues with that movie. I was just using that as a quick example. What's also great about this scene is it doesn't mess with his prior character history or his identity. Luke Skywalker came to kick a bunch of robots' ass. It doesn't add anything to his character. It doesn't take away anything from his character. It's just a really cool scene, and it's very brief. Basically, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's what The Mandalorian does. It just gives him an objective. Clearly, he's building a Jedi Order, or he's looking for Force-sensitive kids. But why is he looking for Force-sensitive kids? I don't fucking know. It doesn't matter. He killed a bunch of robots and he left. This wasn't his story. If anything, it says more about Grogu's journey in the future. But that's the point. It's not Luke's story anymore. On the other hand, in The Last Jedi, Luke Skywalker is integral to the plot. Not only that, but it makes you realize that his whole journey was meaningless. There is still an empire, there is still an emperor, and there are still planet-destroying weapons in the galaxy. This Luke Skywalker never truly accomplished anything. And look, if you're going to reintroduce this character, maybe speak with some of the people that have known the character, worked with the character, understand the character. I don't know. Maybe the creator of the character, maybe the actor of the character, or one of the many people who wrote stories about the character. I don't know. Just one of them, any of them, just for like 10 to 15 minutes, and then you'd fucking know that your script is stupid as fuck.